Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make this hair bow. So let's begin. Don't mind my messy work area. This is right in front of my computer and this gets used a lot. This is where I normally make my hair bows. And my daughter drew something right there, but it don't matter because this is what do you call this? This is the stuff they put down before they put their countertops down, if that makes any sense. What we did is we put cabinets all over in, this was like one of our smaller bedrooms. We put cabinets all the way around the room, like the cabinets that you would put in the kitchen. And I used one half for my work area / computer space, and then my husband has his, which is in the back corner. So this is my area that I normally work in, and so it's gonna get glued and messy, yucky, whatever. For those of you that don't know, I have a online boutique. It's called Tulle Time on Etsy. I actually started out with the name Tulle Time Fairy, but I'm trying to drop the fairy now because I used to have a website and I used to make a lot of fairies, like out of tulle and flowers and stuff, and I made them for like weddings. And so I don't do that as much anymore, so I'm just dropping the whole fairy, even though my Facebook still says Tulle Time Fairy. That's fine. Tulle Time or Tulle Time Fairy, whatever you want to call me. On Etsy, I am called Tulle Time. So today we are going to be working with three different ribbons. I'm going to be making a SpongeBob bow, so I need the yellow for the SpongeBob. I'm also going to be using polka dots, and these are both 7/8, and then we got our pink, which is 3/8. So, and this is for the the little loops that surround it. Pretty much for all of my sets that I offer, I pretty much do the same kind of bow. And I think this year I'm going to try to get away from actually doing that, and I think I might try some different things. So I'll be making more videos as I go on about different kinds of bows that I will be offering with sets, because I don't know, I'm just kind of getting burnt out on these bows. So the first thing I'm going to use is I need 18 inches of the ribbon. Oops, it's going to be yellow. The main bow. My main bow is going to be yellow, and I need 18 inches. So, some of the supplies, I should say that first, huh? You might need a tape measure or a ruler or something to measure your ribbon. I use these. I get these at Hobby Lobby. Or at least I used to. I used to carry them. I haven't found them in there in a while. But we have quite a few of them laying around our house. So, I use this Aline Stiff and Quick. I've always used this stuff. You can find it at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. At Hobby Lobby and Joann's, it is a little more pricey. You can use a coupon, of course, and it'll probably end up being around the same price as Walmart. So it's about just under $5. And I am going to be using this Gatorbite. I've had so many questions about this thing. I will leave a link onto where you order it. I know people have said that they have ordered it and they never received it, and then some people said they ordered it, they received it, it works great. And I will look into maybe purchasing a couple of these and maybe giving them away on a giveaway on this channel. I'll probably do that probably within the next, I don't know, few months. Right now it is January of 2016. So if you follow me, I also do daily vlogs on this channel where I vlog my life. Every day we vlog. So you can see what it looks like for a tutu maker and what I do and how I run my business and how I work business in with my family life, and how I'm always running to Walmart to look for onesies and shirts and whatever I may need. But anyway, so I'm going to be using this tool. This is just a creasing tool. If you don't have this, don't worry about it. You can use whatever you normally use to make the creases. I know some people just kind of pinch it and use string or embroidery thread. This actually is a crocheting, I guess it's called thread. It's just a string, and you find, I buy this at Walmart, and it's like $2.27 for a big roll like this. So this is what I use to tie off my bows. Let's see, you need whatever you're going to clip. I use these single prong alligator clips. I buy these at Sally's. They come in packs of 100, and they usually run about I say about $6. You can, sometimes you can get a deal. Like I found a deal where they were on sale, and if you bought 2 packs, you got 1 for free. So I thought that was pretty good. And you need something to heat seal. I always use lighters. I use Bic lighters just because it doesn't wear my thumb out. And since I'm making a lot of bows daily, I don't want to wear my thumb out. I need some scissors. Sorry if you see all this junk over here, because like I said, this is my work area, and it normally looks 10 times worse. Alright, the first thing, like I already said, the first thing you're going to need is 18 inches. I usually cut that on an angle. You're going to use 18 inches of ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and heat seal this in before I cut it. And if you hear that, that's my phone going off. I put it on vibrate, but probably ain't going to work. So if you're wondering what I'm doing over here, I already have 18 inches marked off on this desk. You see, I don't know if you see these little lines. This, and I have another one down here, but let me go ahead and get this, so it'll be easier. So there's 18 and there. And I cut that on an angle. So I cut them on an angle, I heat seal my edges. Now, you can go ahead and make a crease in the middle of your ribbon. And what I do is I pull this over like that, and I pull this one up like that. So it just goes over just a little bit. And I guess that is like the awareness ribbon, kind of. So after I do that on both sides, you don't want to go too fat. When you could make them fat, when you make your little circles fatter, your bows become flatter. So the fatter, the flatter. So if you make it kind of skinny like that, what I do is I pull this one down and I hold it there, and then I pull this one up and I hold it there. So then that is what my bow is going to look like. And of course you can always adjust your loops to make them look the way you want them to look. And then I just put my Gatorbite, which is my creasing tool, right there, and I go ahead and I adjust my loops so that they look how I want them to look, nice and perky. So that looks pretty good to me. Does it look pretty good to you? Okay. So then I take some of this string, you put it through there, and you put it through the top. Now what I do is, I don't tie this off right now. I usually go around the back one more time. So I put my string in through there and through here. So now I'm on the back side, and then I just tie it off. And I kind of push down, because pushing down makes the creases. So then I just tie it again, and voila. So there is my bow. I don't know if you guys can see. This is what it's looking like. Now the next thing I do is I will get a paper plate, which I don't have right here, which actually probably will pause this and go grab one real quick. Okay, I got me a plate. This is all we had. What I normally do is I will have a paper plate, not like the real flimsy ones, but I don't know what you call them. They're coated with something, but they're paper plates. Yeah. Am I making any sense? I don't know. So anyway, so I will actually use my plate over and over to do this until, you know, I throw it away and I start again. But now I'm going to use my Stiffen Quick, and I'm going to spray my bow. This is a new bottle, so I make sure it's nice and doused with this stuff, and I kind of make it so it will look good. I want it, make sure my bows are all, or my loops are all even. So once you get it all sprayed, you can either, if you have the time to wait for it, like during Thanksgiving, I make so many hair bows. I probably have to make, I don't know, a dozen a day or something. It's crazy. So what I'll do is I'll make a whole bunch of these, and I will spray them. I will put them on a cookie sheet or something, and I will just spray them down, and I'll just leave them overnight. That way they'll be all dry by the morning, and I actually don't need them like right then and there. But since this is for an order and I plan on making this order, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going to pop this into my microwave for about 2.5 to 3 minutes, somewhere in there. If I had more than one on here, I'd probably do it for a full 3 minutes, but since there's only one, I'm gonna do it for about 2.5 to 3 minutes to let it dry real quick. So there is my bow. In the microwave it goes. I'm gonna start with, maybe do 240. Okay, now that you have your hair bow and it's stiffened, now that's only if you choose to make them stiff. I just think they are better when they keep their shape and they're stiff. So once you have that completed, you can go ahead and make your little surrounding bow, which I use the 3/8 ribbon. Again, I am going to use 18 inches. I'm going to use the same length that I made my bow, which was 18 inches. Go ahead and cut that, and I'm going to heat seal my ends. Okay. And again, we're going to fold it in half. I'm going to make a crease there. I just kind of pinch just to make a mark there. And then I'm going to fold this in half again and make sure there's a crease where I can see it. So there are a little fold in there. Okay, and the next thing, you're gonna need a glue gun. This is my glue gun. I've had this for quite a while. As you can tell, it's got some war wounds on it. And, sorry, I dropped my ribbon. I got this one at Walmart. They're under $3. Or you can get them at Hobby Lobby too. I think they're $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, they're all around the same price. And this one is a low temp. I know some people prefer to use high temps when making hair bows. I prefer the low temp. I burn myself all the time. I'm not the neatest hair bow maker, so I'd rather burn myself with a low temp than a high temp. No matter what, it's gonna hurt. So I just plugged this in a few minutes ago. I should have heated it up beforehand. Let's try and get that off. It might work. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is on my very first crease on my ribbon, I'm going to put a dot of glue, And I'm going to take this piece here and I am going to fold it right across. And I left just a little bit over the edge. Let me see if I can focus on that. If my camera wants to, is thinking about it. It's like, what do you want me to focus on, woman? Okay, I don't know if you can see it now. But I left just a little bit over. Now the next thing I am going to do, there goes my phone again. I'm going to put a dot of glue right next to that. And I'm going to bring my other piece right there is where that crease is, and I am going to put it right with the other one. So I tried to match them up. There's my crease and there's my end, so. And now I'm going to leave a little bit of a space. And I'm going to put a dot of glue, and then I'm going to take my other crease and I'm going to put it right in the middle. So now that crease, my first two were just a little bit over and then they kind of are even. My second one, this one I did right in the middle of that crease. I don't know if you can see that. The crease was right there and I made it in the middle. And now this one, I'm going to put a dot of glue right down here, and I am going to fold this over, and I'm going to put it just about in the middle. So there it is. I found out that my phone is ringing. So apparently my phone was not on vibrate, but it should have been. Okay, so anyway, so this is what I have found works the closest to getting my loops somewhat even. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this guy, and I'm going to put him in the middle of this. Now the reason I left that little bit of a gap in this on the loops is, if you can see, that is where the ribbon is going to come all around it. So that's why I left that there. So that is that part of my bow. Now I need to make my spikes. Sorry if you hear my chair. It's a new chair. I don't know why it's creaking. Probably because I got a fat butt. But if you wonder what I'm doing, I have my computer right here and I am just making sure I get my colors right. Okay, so the first, I'm going to need, let's see, that's 3 of this one, which is my pink polka dot. And let's see how long I make these, because I normally just do it and cut. And I never measure them. Well, let's see, how long did I make that? So this is right at 5.5 inches. Now I will trim some off when I'm done, because I normally do. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these all at around the same length, which is 5.5 inches. So this one is going to be a SpongeBob bow, and it goes with one of the outfits I make that is made in pink here. So this is what I'm making a hair bow to match. And there's the hair bow. So these are 5.5 inches, and I normally, what I do is I'll just cut them to make them all evened up. So I don't know how much I cut off there. Maybe 1/4 of an inch. I guess it just depends on how long you, or how big you want your spikes. Spike. This is going to be a spike, so not yet. Lay that one down first. Pink and then yellow. And I know some people cut their spikes before they lay them down. I never do. So it's however you feel comfortable making your hair bows. I think whatever works for you. After time, I think you find what works for you and what you feel comfortable with doing. So I got them all laid down. Let me come over here so you can see what it looks like. So that is what it looks like. And then I just take it. Now if you just used your fingers and thread, you could go ahead and do that and make your crease in the middle. I'm using this guy again. Got my string. And I do it the same way I did it with the bow, is I go up and through it and I tie, but I don't tie tight, I just tie it down and then I go back through. And this is where I kind of push it down and tie it off. So there you go. There's your little spikes. Now, what I'm going to do again is I'm going to get my paper plate and I am going to spray this all over it, and I'm going to stick it in the microwave again, and I'll probably do it for the same 2 minutes and 40 seconds because I want this sucker stiff. So I'm going to go do that real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and I got this all sprayed and I microwaved it for the same amount of time. Now I'm going to cut my spikes, cut them. What I normally do is I just go if you hear that, that's door shutting. My son is home. So I just go through and I cut all my spikes. You see them? Since they're all the same size, since all these were around the same size, I just try to go corner to corner. So I start in one corner, go down. I know some people fold them in half. If you have a certain way you like to make your spikes, go ahead and do that. This is just how I do mine. So there it's done, and now I'm going to heat seal them. Now after that's done, I'm going to put dotto glue right here. Put that down. Now I'm going to line my alligator clip. And this is how I do that. First, I just take one end of my ribbon. I just cut a piece of ribbon off. And I put it through like that. Then I'll line glue through there. And I'll just pull this over. It's like that. Now I'm going to measure how far I want this. So I just went ahead and kind of folded it in and up and then over. so I could see how long I wanted it, and I cut it where I wanted it. And I heat seal that end, and then I go ahead and I put glue in there and on top. So there is my lined alligator clip. So there is my alligator clip. Now I'm going to take, because I just cut off a chunk of ribbon. My oven's going to start beeping in a minute. I'm making lasagna. It's almost done. So I just put glue back here. And I put that down there. I hold it for a few minutes so it can, I guess, dry or stick or whatever it does. So I just set it there. So then I take my alligator clip and I put a line of glue on it and I stick it across there. And I hold it down there for a couple of seconds so it can stick as well. Now that you have this stuck and this stuck, what I do is I go and I pinch it and I twist it. I pinch and I twist. So now it's like pretty much in half. The ribbon is in half around the top. And then when I get over to the back side, I make it flat again. So it pretty much is only twisted in half from like this point up here to this point down here. So that is what it will look like. And then on the back, it's flat. And I'll go ahead and I'll cut it off just a little bit past that. And I will heat seal it. Now if you've cut, if you still got a lot and it shows through on the other side, you can go ahead and cut more off just till it looks right. And I put a little dab of glue on the end of there and I push it up so it is securing. And I just hold it there for a couple seconds so it secures. So there is my hair bow. And last but not least, we need a spongebob to go in the middle of it. I have a ton of resins. If you want to know, I have to make sure, because some of my resins, spongebob is a little cross-eyed, so I have to make sure I get one where it's not cross-eyed. But if you want to know where to get resins from, you can check Etsy. Etsy has a lot of them. Of course, you can check eBay. You can order from different websites. Where let's say if you make a lot of things, you have a boutique of some sort, you work on Etsy, and you want to offer something over and over, so you got to know where to get them in bulk. There is a website, and I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, then sorry. It is. Okay. Got another phone call. Hold on. Okay, so there you go. So after you get your little center in, this is what it's going to look like. Now, I was talking about the resins, where you can get resins in bulk. There is a website. It is called AliExpress. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It's AliExpress.com. Okay, so I'll leave a link down below. It is called AliExpress. I'll go ahead and kind of show you real quick since I pulled it up. There it is. You can go on there. You can search for resins. There are stores on here. This is kind of like an eBay, but all this stuff is overseas. I think it's in China and places like that. See, I just typed in resins, and this is what it's pulling up. So, like, they have these new things. I actually bought some of them. Let's see. What are they called? This is what they're like. They're like this, like made out of plastic. I want to say like shrinky dinks, if you know what shrinky dinks are. But they're made out of plastic. They're just little plastic pieces. And they're cut out with an image on them. They sell a lot of these. And they're really cheap. Like this person has, you can buy 40 of them for $6. And they're My Little Pony. And that is shipped. Now you gotta wait for it to come to you because it takes a while to get it. But there it is. But yeah, you can get things like this. You can find all different things on this website. So I know I get asked a lot where I get certain things, and I just wanted to share that with you. You can find gems, but again, like, you will have to wait to get it. Some things you can get fairly quickly. Some things, you know, you have to wait for it to go through customs and all that stuff. So anyway, I hope you like this video, and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. I do daily vlogs. I vlog about my life. I have an 8-year-old daughter. We like to vlog together. I vlog about my children. And this is what I do for a living. I make hair bows and tutus and embroidered onesies and heat pressed and all that stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye guys.